Hey, hello everyone, welcome back. Ben Berlin, of course, with Berlin Enterprises, and I'm here with you again on this lovely Monday it is here. A little bit rainy outside today, but great excuse to just stay inside and really focus on getting some work and marketing done. So here I am, video on 19, I guess this is, and thanks for sticking along with me on this. Just remember that I am going to offer this entire course, basically A to Z, based upon my one-on-one training course that I do still offer, very selective with my students because I want to make sure that you're as serious as I am, about this whole thing. But I am going to be offering this entire training course for a very reasonable cost. So if you're interested in asking about that, let me know, and I will get you, the access to the full length videos. This is not the 19th one now. There's probably going to be at least that many more, so I'll just keep picking away at those. And then I am going to be offering basically an a la carte, completely different video series, but an a la carte option if you just want to learn about one particular topic. Maybe, if you want to learn about foreclosures, I have a video series just on foreclosures for a very reasonable cost. For added cost, I'll include some contracts and documentation with that. And then you can get the premium package, which will include a bunch of other stuff with that. So you can inquire about that. But at any rate, this topic I just wanted to talk kind of quickly on. We talked about marketing, and the whole thing is to get your phone ringing, to get your email blowing up, to get people coming to you. That's really what you want with real estate investing, so we don't have to actively search all the time. And of course, part of our job is to actively find deals, seek out deals. But and that's what we're doing. But what we really want is to get our emails going off all day long, and our phones ringing all day long. And we talked about in the previous several videos about various ways of marketing that can be very cost effective and inexpensive. And this is kind of part three of that. And what I'm going to talk about, just a few things. So list purchasing is something that we can do, and there's a couple sites for that: listsource.com, yellowletter.com. But list purchasing is interesting. You can narrow it down by zip code, or by state, or by city. A number of different ways you can narrow it down, and then you can further narrow it down by equity in a property, or maybe potential properties where the seller would finance. I could go on and on. There's so many ways to narrow it down. Purchase price, original mortgage amount, and lien position. Many things. I encourage you to experiment with that. But you can purchase lists and then do mass mailers to them. I'm not sure if ListSource actually gives you the option of sending out mailers also, but there are services that you can buy a list. It comes into like an Excel file, and then you can export that to other services. I think yellowletter.com is one of them. There are tons of them. Just do a Google search. I don't even need to tell you specific ones because you can find them, very easily. But anyhow, you send the CSV file, I think it is, over to one of the other services, and they'll actually prepare the letters. Or you can buy the list and do the letters yourself and narrow it down further, however you might want to. Usually there are minimums of how many properties on the list you can get, but the mailers are a very good way to market. A lot of times it requires mass marketing and repeated mailers. I think minimum 3 or 4 times you have to send out a letter. I have some templates of letters that I'd be happy to share with you if you're interested. You can also try your own. I have tweaked and changed my letters many times, and we put stuff out there. We then see how effective it was, and then we adjust, and that's the only way that you can keep growing. And I notice, now with this whole COVID thing going on, it's interesting because I've had to tweak the letter a little bit because people right now think that they just don't have to pay and they'll just be able to pick right back up on payments. It's actually very unfortunate, because that's not going to be the case. I mean, the bank is going to demand all the money at once at the end of this, forbearance period, and if it doesn't get paid, they'll still start the foreclosure process. There's going to be a whole slew of opportunity coming up here, but so I think it's just worthwhile to change the letter each time, but at least 3 or 4 mailings, I would say, to each person before you get a response. And then you can do an additional step and get phone numbers for all of them. True People Search is a great place to get phone numbers. A lot of the phone numbers are bad, but you almost always get a good phone number for somebody. So cold calling, spend your days just banging out calls. Never even, I guess with cell phones, you have to hang up between, or, you don't have to put your phone down if you have headphones on like the old days. You would pick up your phone, dial it, and then have to put it down and put it back up, but those days are over. But just one phone call after another. Just spend all day. I mean, you'd be amazed at the effectiveness of that when you really buckle down and start hammering on this. And a lot of this stuff is simply, it just putting your nose to the grindstone and doing it. It's not inherently hard. There's nothing difficult about it. It's just a matter of doing it. And it's easy to get caught in the mindset of, well, I might as well not even bother with this because it won't be effective. Well, yeah, maybe the first 100 calls won't be effective, but then the 101st call, you're going to get a hold of somebody and you're going to get a good deal. And that's how it works. So, so list purchasing and mailers, this is the stage 2 where I think word of mouth kind of starts to kick in. If you've established, everything's thus far that I've told you to with your branding and your name recognition, and I think this is the point where your word of mouth starts to kick in, which is a huge way. I would say probably 50% of my deals have been gone that way. You'll get a phone call or an email that just says, hey, I understand you buy property, I have something to sell, I'll be interested in talking to you about it. And then of course, you go look at it, and don't be afraid of making low offers on places. You're not offending anybody. You have to put together something that works for you, and of course it has to work for the seller too. But it has to be a win-win, obviously. But you just have to, it's all in how you present it. Hey, I'd love to help you out here. I think we can do something here. Of course, it has to work for both of us. But this is what makes sense for me. This price or these terms are what makes sense for me, and hopefully that could make sense for you because of this, and this. I think this is why it could make sense, and just see what they say. So there's no harm in putting out low offers that work for you. It has to work for you, or else we don't do this. We're not investing in real estate obviously to not make money. This is what we're doing for a living. So this also is a stage, you can build a simple website, Weebly.com. Very simple, very inexpensive. Get a domain name that's catchy. You can even do Google searches to see what shows up the most, and punch, buy houses, Erie, PA, or whatever city you live in, or sell house now. See what sites come up, see what keywords are catchy, see what domain names could be catchy. Pick a domain name, start a simple web page. It could be 1 or 2 pages, very simple. Who you are, your contact information, your buying properties, all areas, all conditions, all shapes, all sizes, lots of land, no land, whatever. And then if you have places for sale, or for rent, put another page with a little bit of an inventory on that. So I think also doing videos. I started doing these videos 10 years ago, kind of before anybody else was doing them. Now everybody's doing them, and that's awesome. But I started to do videos just to get my face out there, to get my name out there a little bit. And now, of course, social media now is a must. You can put all your stuff on social media, but I think just getting your face out there, getting your name out there, telling everybody this is what you do. And it's just amazing how things snowball over time. Deals just start to come into you. And also with, I think it's very important. I've always been a stickler about this, but I think it's very important to have an email address that matches the domain name of your site. So instead of having a, ABC enterprises at gmail.com, I just think it's important to have a ABC at enterprises.com. Like I started off 14 years ago with Ben at berlinenterprises.net. And I just think it's important to have that consistency of your email address, of a website, of your logo that we talked about in previous videos, with letterheads, with templates on the envelopes you send out, with signatures in your email address. I just think it's very important to have all of that consistent. And by the way, you can reach me anytime at info@Berlin Enterprises with an S plural enterprises.net. So info@berlinenterprises.net. You can email me anytime. I answer everybody. I might not get back to you immediately, but I do answer everybody, and I'm more than happy to talk to anybody about anything. I'll help you as much as I can. So I think it's important to have that, and just get your name out there. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of that stuff. Social media is basically very critical at this stage. When I started doing this over a decade ago, it wasn't that important. It existed, but not that much. So I've had to adapt and learn and grow, and it's an ever-changing environment. And those who adapt and grow are the ones that are going to succeed. So there's just a few more tips. Of course, when we talk one-on-one, there's way more in-depthness. Any one of these topics we could get into hours upon hours. There's volumes of books written on all of these. So any one of these topics could get very, very in depth. But this is just kind of an overview. There's still a lot of valuable information on here, and of course, nothing's easy in life. You have to. I'm giving you an overview in these videos of things, and now it's your job to dig deeper. Go deeper on this stuff. Do your own research, because you're not going to be successful unless you do your own research anyways. So, I could tell you everything there is to know, and unless you take action yourself, obviously nothing's going to happen. So anyhow, just keep all that in mind. Hopefully you got even if it's just one little nugget from this, then the job is accomplished as far as I'm concerned. Contact me anytime. Thanks for sticking around with me, guys. Again, Ben with Berlin Enterprises. You can email me anytime, info@berlinenterprises.net. That's a .net. So thanks again, everyone. Thanks for all your support, and I will talk to you next time. Everyone, have a great day. Thanks.